obviously it's good to be against racism.
Sure. I think we can all agree. We're all cool with that.
Let's steel man this for a
second. Yeah. So just being against racism isn't what is meant by anti-racist. To be anti-racist is to define yourself as someone who is against racism, who is for progressive orthodoxies around race. And I mean, like, how many people do you know who define themselves as anti-pedophiles? Right? You don't hear that. Obviously,
those are normally the guys you have to watch out for.
Those are definitely the pedophiles.
Exactly. So I think we should have a similar suspicion about anti-racism. Not that anti-racists are themselves secret racists, necessarily, although we can go there. Just that John McWhorter's idea is that anti-racism has become kind of a religion. So if an alien came to Earth and studied the phenomenon of religion, they would see Christianity and Islam and Hinduism, and they would not put those faiths in a different category than modern anti-racism. So you have your saints like Ta-Nehisi Coates, and
peace be unto him.
The style of, I mean, there's one quote from Ta-Nehisi Coates that's something like, marking the moment of awakening to the history of racism in America. Marking the moment of awakening is like marking the moment of falling in love. Right? That's the kind of thing you would expect to hear in a seeker's memoir, a spiritual memoir, Augustine or something. Not something you'd expect to hear in social analysis of a phenomenon. So it's religious in that respect. It's religious in the sense that there's blasphemy. We don't call something blasphemous, we call it problematic. If you have an opinion about race that isn't in the mainstream. The way we treat history is similar to how religions treat history. Just like Christian people don't study the history of Jesus once and then forget about it like we do when we study World War I in school. They go back every Sunday and learn the same story over and over again. Similarly, if you read the New York Times every day, you will learn about the history of lynching. Once every couple months, there'll be another article about it, even though it's a decades-old crime. You'll hear something about Emmett Till every few months. Obviously, this is a history that everyone should know. But why doesn't the New York Times ever publish anything about the fact that homicide is the #1 cause of death for black men age 15 to 34, and it's not for any other race? You just don't know. Nobody knows this fact. It's perfectly mainstream. It's CDC. But you won't hear that ever mentioned. You'll hear lynching mentioned, even though every year more black people die from homicide than ever died from lynching in this country. So anti-racism, the core idea is that it's become a religion. It's become more about white people reforming themselves and purging themselves of any ounce of racism.
And accepting ultimate sin, sort of. I think I remember.
So instead of sin, instead of original sin, it's white privilege, really. Exactly. It's this thing that you can never be cleansed of. You must constantly apologize for.
But by accepting it, you're
sort of saved.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. Make sure you click the little bell to turn on notifications so you never miss a video. And if you really like the video, you can even support We the Internet TV on Patreon. Check out the link in the description below.